Yeah, this is an Oasis, and this is going to be part 10 of the very special challenge. You know, I'm definitely expecting that maybe this challenge will take over 99 hours, just because of the fact that, right, that I require certain things when it comes to skis now. And I told here we have now 19 hours to try couple, but I didn't play that much off screen because I wanted to record later and stuff like that. So we might actually do a series of recordings now and stuff. So here's the thing, right at level 20, I still had certain hard areas taking like 11 tries, like 11 attempts to steal. That has been the highest so far, like that I've actually counted and stuff that. And I feel that still feels very, very high, 11 attempts. That's some really, really spicy food. Hope I didn't have an allergic reaction or something to it, because you know, it feels pretty bad. Anyway, we are pretty close. We are pretty close at getting the tier 2 spells. So once we reach the tier 2 spells, what I might just say to do once we reach the tier 2 spells, it's that tier 2 will be a big deal and stuff like that, because then we might actually be able to one-shot enemies. And if one-shotting the enemies are something that's going to be happening, that's going to be really good. I want to try and of course reach black silver numbers on them and stuff like that. So you know. Okay, first attempt hard edge, that means that was probably a critical steal. Which, you know, very, very good if that was a critical steal. Now, one thing to keep in mind, of course, is that there are going to be some difficult parts, though, because of the fact that all the other party members are using with their initial equip. And stuff like that, meaning, of course, also the idle fight on bosses are bad, so the thing and stuff that, which is interesting, of course, obviously. You can actually kill off one of them, actually, here. But then sometimes I will allow the other party members to get black limit breaks, and we did of course use some of Red 13's attack there. Okay, so that's very, very good. That was like the second or third attempt, I think, on the steal there. I always thought that you are supposed to receive way less XP when there's party members there, but maybe it's just that, you know, that maybe the XP gets divided and stuff that, and then when you're only one character, it doesn't like work normally like how it does. Yeah. I forgot if you leave the screen, does the enemy skills stay there? I believe it actually does, because I believe that there was one time when I left the enemy skill in there, and then when you come back on the disc 2, the enemy skill was still there. Which is actually pretty funny. But yeah, so that's 21 hard head, yes. Normally we only want to be stealing in the battle with 3 of the guys and 3 of the mock slashers. Okay, this is it, this is the triple encounter. Ice. They will die fairly quickly, the other party members here, so nice first. Okay, that's where the box 2 is going, okay. Now it's on cloud. sneeze. Nice. I think we cured actually already. Yeah, I think that was correct. Now eventually of course our Claude will be powerful enough eventually and stuff that to not have a problem at all really with a remote. Shibushki. I think so, okay. Yeah, I think we might be feeling again here actually. I think only one of them has run out of skill power though. Yeah. Eventually I'm pretty certain that that is not going to hit us at all. Eventually. Still anything. So that's one attempt. Two attempts. I'm going to be counting here. 3, 4. Okay, stole hard edge. Okay, that was a 4 attempt there. That's pretty decent. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 is completely fine. We're still on the lower end and stuff that compared to like having to steal 11 times. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is getting bad. 11, wow. That was an 11 again. Maybe that's maximum. Maybe 11 is the maximum, but that is still very, very bad. So that's the thing, right? Is that, you know, like 6 is fine, 4 is fine, you know, 7 is even fine, you know, and stuff like that, but 11 is just, you know, that you're spending more time in the battle and stuff like that. Okay, so 1 or something from that all, and I think it's pretty close on getting leveled up. You're also getting pretty close now as well, which is absolutely insane. Stuff that, you know. And I know that theoretically, like this place, the China building, we can get really, really powerful here, of course, obviously. Now the thing is, once we get the tier 2 spells, of course, as I said, we can like one-shot stuff. And maybe after that, we just grind, basically. We just grind. We just basically grind until we get higher level and stuff like that, because then maybe if we can kill in one hit, you know, then that would be really good. Leave it once, hey, hell yeah, I'm taking that order. And keep in mind that I'm doing this challenge for me, basically, and stuff that, and you know, like, you might be like, oh, how is it going to take 99 hours? Well, if I have the whole thing that all of these things, for example, all of these count as keys, I talked about that before, like, I won't allow me to go get past certain points, because, you know, I need keys, you know, and stuff like that, you know, so yeah. So let's bolt all here first, and then I'm gonna try and steal the carbon bangle here. But I've been in this fight, and then sometimes like stolen so many times from this motor thing, and not gotten it even at level 20, which is like really weird, which shouldn't happen at all. We have the limit break, which is really good, of course. Steal everything. And of course that did hit. Flying Psychic doesn't break you up, so it's not a physical attack. Yeah, lucky I forgot healing there. Now the thing though that I found weird is why do why does it seem like vitality doesn't work in the game, kinda? Because it kind of seems like even no matter how many levels you gain, unless you improve your armor, you don't like improve like the damage taken and stuff that, like you don't take less damage, so it doesn't seem like. Yeah, maybe that was the third steal attempt, I think. I'm not gonna do too many attempts on this guy though. Four, I think. Right and cured. Probably this is a waste though. This could have been like spent filling the limit break more and stuff that, you know. Five. Maybe it's one less. Where we're at. Six. Seven. Eight. Nine. Yeah. That's 10 or whatever. And 11. I'm gonna guess that the next one is gonna be 11. If this gives me the steal. Nah. It's weird. See, sometimes I just give up and don't steal it at all because it's just pretty stupid, doesn't seem to work. Like I could probably steal from this guy 99 times and it wouldn't give me it no matter what. You know? And it's not that he's higher level or anything either. It's very weird, like why all of a sudden, like, and why is it always specifically this encounter that it seems to be like. As you can see, he's only level 13, you know. Is it the other guys being alive? Is that it, you know, and stuff that, you know, because we're easily over 15 steal attempts now, you know, and stuff that, you know. You're probably even close to 20 now soon. Here we go. And like, that's just completely unacceptable in my opinion. I'm gonna wait with the limit break here until we get the triple encounter. 1, 2. 3. 4. 4, okay, the 4 is completely fine. One. 2. 3. 4. 5, okay, so 5 is fine. So now we built. So that's 26 hard hits and 26 common bangles. Can always be the decent, also defense. 61 defense, 58 medic defense. So. I think we are very, very close. I think we are very close with. Yeah, all is on only 100 and then lightning is 46. So we're very soon gonna get the second tier of spells. And you know. And I mean, lightning all is probably gonna be the most effective one for the foreseeable future, at least, you know, for quite a while. Depending on how long we're gonna be grinding here. Not only against these enemies, but also like the upcoming bosses and stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, the sooner we can get to the Force Stealer, the better, of course, because the Force Stealer is going to be a big deal. But I think we actually just killed them both here. I don't even bother with the steal here. It's just a free kill here. We take those. And sure, it might have been better to save that for the triple encounter instead, but it's just, you know. How many lockweeds do we have? How many lockweeds is that? Oh, we have 4 lockweeds, okay. Now I don't know how many enemies confusion is effective against. Like if I remember correctly, there was someone that figured out that lockweed actually works on something that you don't expect it to work on or something like that. Like not a boss enemy specifically, but an encounter that is considered to like be difficult and stuff like that. And then if you like confuse the enemies, then it's just a free encounter basically, pretty much. Right, because you know there are like these stats in this game that is they are good, but there are just way too few enemies certain statuses work against. Just so you know what we bolt here. And we hope that we get the carbon bang there, fairly quick there. One. And it's only myself that can like disqualify me from the challenge, by the way. Like no one can come and say like in the comments, haha, it's not a solo challenge anymore or whatever, right? And I know there was a solo challenge that I did fail because I just completely somehow forgot that there was a solo challenge at one point and stuff like that. I don't know if it was that I hadn't played in a while or whatever it was, or I forgot what because I'm pretty certain that I called the character like Solo something, you know, but if the name wasn't like Solo or something, then, you know, of course it would be easy to like forget and stuff like that, right? But it also depends on what I did and stuff like that, right? And maybe it was like after the challenge was already done, you know, and stuff like that, you know. It is common bangle. So why does it when you encounter them like this? Why is the scene so much easier when you encounter them like this? Like what is that about? But maybe what we should do is just steal from an enemy just 4 times, and if we don't get it in 4, then we just kill it. Maybe that could be a thing we do. just like we at maximum steal only 4 times from an enemy, and then we hope that we get it rather than just wasting the time and stuff like that. Because I feel like right if we used waste, right, if we used wait like 11 turns or like that one that I think was over 20 before we got a single carbon bag, well, that just seemed like very, very ridiculous. Ice to meat. Okay. Being aggressive here might not be a good idea. Oh, I don't think that. You think that's a good idea? Of course, from the... I don't know, Aquaman, you think that's a good idea? People too? That's nasty. This is bad. And don't die now when we've done this much. They all had to use it. If we don't wake up here now, I don't know what I'm gonna cheat if this. I'm just doing that just to, you know. Don't steal anything. I used to do that as a panic there because, you know, like, here's the thing that I might go over the them be cheater or whatever, right? But then it's like, that was just as an emergency there. Like, we would have gotten more walking up by that regular attack there, and I'm pretty certain we would have gotten the heal off. But, you know, it is what it is. You know? Okay, so I think that's 2 steals. 3. Okay, that's a hard, that's good. 1, 2, 3. I feel like it's easier to see when you're actually reaching the numbers. So I think I'm gonna allow more of these, of course, because, you know, 5, 6, I think. 7. Oh, that's nice. Okay, 1 left to steal from. Right in this guy. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. But how hard would it have been to call them to actually with the hard at 6? 7. 8. Low. 9. So did I? Yeah, that was a fail. 10. 11. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Okay, this is getting dumb. 16. 'Get it on the 17th attempt. 17. 18. Wow, 18 attempts. Wow, that's wow. That's wow, bitch. 18 attempts. That is crazy at like level 20. But here's the thing, right? From my understanding, stealing is always the same chance. Like level affects it. It is basically the first steal attempt on an enemy that decides what the percentage is and stuff like that, and it changes and stuff like that, which is why you can get like a critical stealing succeed on the first one. There's a continent harder, there's 28 common bangles. So it is gonna take a long time, of course, obviously. So that how high is our thing? 55 away, 501. That's gonna take a while. And eventually we wanna go down and like rest and stuff like that, you know. Eventually. Okay. Okay, Mr. Ball on nothing. I'm gonna let you have a few attempts. One. Ice to Lord! You know what? We're gonna keep it safe here because you know what can happen. But theoretically, we could at one point only use like one all materia used to, you know, used to save up a space and then have more like materials equipped. I don't know if that's third attempt or the second there. Yeah, him again. Skill power used up. I think that's 4. So why is this guy so hard to steal from this specific encounter? 5. I think it may maybe at more at this point. That's not a problem because they have used up most of the skill points. Didn't go carbon bagel, that wasn't as bad though. Let's do this. We can kill off this guy. Let's see how quick we get these deals here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, let's see, 12 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, okay. It's getting pretty bad at her and her size. Bolt. Nice. And we need 8. One hard ideas now. It isn't. I hope we get the triple encounter and then we just finish the touch immediately. Just of that, instead of trying to steal from them. There's a real next level. There's a quad ways. Of course, once you're powerful enough to block kill an entire party in one hit, then like the levels are gonna come very, very fast. Always walks twice here. I'm not gonna waste time on coming bangers here. That's not wise. It's 15 up, okay. That means that 10 fights are 150 AP. Yeah, 50 AP. And it's 1,500 per 100. That specifically. I think though that the 3 is only a third is more than 15 AP. And I actually think the best thing is actually once you get captured and you start beating the other enemies, I think those enemies give you even more. The ice and fools. Okay, that can be bad. We actually heal now. Healing was a good choice. Healing was the correct choice here. Bolt. And bolt again. And that is 12 just from two of them. So it's 16 times, so that means that it's 18 right then from three of them. And 18 is pretty good because that means 10 is 180 just from 10 alone. And that's 1,800 per 100. Those encounters stuff up there. And like XP wise, right, is 158, so it's 1,580 per 10. And then it's what, 15,000, something like that. Which, by the way, it takes a very, very long time until you start needing 15,000. At around the level I am at in the first reactor, it starts taking like a little bit over 10,000 at that point. We're not getting the triple encounter now, which is weird. Not getting the correct counter here is a bit worrying though. But I did not expect that, actually. We need to heal though. They only have the damage output of two of them. Yeah, we probably need to heal here. But yeah, I only think that they ever have. I think that he tried to ISO bolt 2 there actually. I think they only ever have the MP to cast one tier 2 spell each. So because imagine right, if these would have had way higher MP and they could have continuously cast like Ice 2 and Bolt 2 and stuff like that, you know. How bad that would have been. Actually, let's just make one still attempt each here. Just in case we get the critical steal, because, you know, because I would say, right, that critical steal is always worth going for. Because if you're gonna spend a long time grinding anyway, then I feel like, okay, like you scoff critical steals and stuff like that, right, you know. Okay, that's all level up. Okay, that's 2 all materials now, they're all at 2 stars. Lighting is 440 away. So is 13 away. So let's remove that all. And then put on this all, basically. Because I'm keeping the one that's higher here. I'm keeping that one, the one that has the most here. We're going to be leveling up this one. So that's where we have let's spread out here a bit. And then once ice gets up to level, and then we replace that with fire, so we can lower up the fire. I thought about replacing the lightning with poison and stuff like that, but it might not be worth it, at least while we're grinding levels and stuff like that, because yeah. That one harder, yes. Because I feel if you just take the time to just check the steal once from the enemies, then that's like very, very useful too. And the thing is though that a triple encounter shouldn't be that hard to get, you know, it shouldn't be that hard one encounter to get. There it is. And I believe this move, yeah, it has priority. Limit picks has very, very high priorities in this, and that right with such a very good system. But even if they already have a move queued up before you, This move will go first if you are quick enough at activating it. No, go away, you're local player. Don't have any potions, no. I use the mag against one opponent. Although the gravity ball is not super good, but yeah, it's a bit scary to not be at full health here. Bolt and everything. Wow, really? Miss? No. The worst thing is they haven't used the tier 2 spell yet. Okay, he wakes up with us good. Cure. Catholics, they're not using the tier 2 spell. That would have been the tier 2 spell, that would have been bad. I think we will use the steal check here. Get any critical steals. Steal anything. Out the other guy. Steal anything. And I'm gonna out the moth guy. Oh, critical steal. And 62 damage, 61, maybe in the back row is pretty good. That's a lot of luck. Just kept going. Yeah, the steal is still very far away. The main problem though is once you get Mug, you don't have access to steal anymore. The regular steal, because yes, your Mug is nice and everything, but the fact is that Mug deals damage, meaning that you could theoretically kill something before you get the steal, which actually is very bad. Okay, this nice. Eyes on everyone, eyes on everyone, and eyes on everyone. Manus Catalyst. The source was Manus Catalyst, Manus Catalyst, and Manus Catalyst. Here comes the guy. We got the Channeler's Trident, Channeler's Trident, Channeler's Trident, Channeler's Trident. We do want to early cure him. We do want to early cure him. We do want to early cure him. She don't more paddles. She don't more paddles. There's the ball too. Try to steal one from it. Yo, critical steal. We saw that was the first attempt hard edge here. Another steal. Daddy needs a new plasma rifle. Long. The worst thing is that they can double cast that. Okay, that was a... It's still scary because two of them haven't cost. Ooh, miss, haha. Miss, come on. Oh. Shit. Bit hard. Because sometimes they can get like a double turn. Whatever. In this board, they use a double cap material because it's like they have like. Kingdom is our guy. Yeah, so we did get one there. We got one at least. Meteor in bitches. Haha, boy. Okay, so it's 150, 162. What? What's that? Oh? What? Why was that 162 all of a sudden? That is higher than normal, right? That was not... Still have the elixir, yes. Actually, let's take things safe here. 57 is still a lot, but I'm gonna take things safe here. We're gonna take things safe because, you know, we don't wanna lose a bunch of progress. You know. Now the question is though, like, at what level do like the chance increase enough? Is it that you need a big enough level advantage? Do you need to be like level 23 or something like that? Do you need to be like 10 levels above? Or the enemies above? Dahabu. And I believe the first time I played this game, I think I was level 23-ish, I think, when I were at Midgar Solom. But I think I was level 13 when I left Midgar or something like that, right? You know? And I'm pretty certain that theoretically what I did was I didn't grind technically. It's just that back in the day I definitely felt like there was way more encounter than it was later on that all of these versions have been patched, because I just felt like I just got so many encounters and stuff that because when you see speedrunners and they like run and stuff that, then it feels like okay, they're not getting as many encounters as they should be getting. Like, I don't know if they nerfed the game on like both the PS3 version and the PS4 version of the game. Did they just nerf the amount of encounters, you know, or did the PAL version have more encounters than normal, you know, and stuff that, like, was that a thing that the PAL version had more encounters, you know, it's a question, you know, but yeah. I don't know if there's a new version of Final Fantasy VII on Steam. The reason though why you might actually want to get that version of Final Fantasy VII and record that version too, and you might be asking like why, you know, and stuff that, but that is because setting up challenges on a version like that would be considerably easier than anything else. And why would that be easier? Because then you could basically use they're all like built-in like they're all like not technically cheat engines, but technically it's like things that allows you to edit things in the game, so you can edit your level, you can like give yourself materia and stuff that, so you can also put characters in the party that are not yet in the party, like certain characters cause crashes, certain parts, like if you put Vincent and Yuffie in a scene where they aren't, that can like crash the game. Like Ares of course will crash the game in certain scenes. But I believe like certain other characters do not do that. Even if you're not meant to have Vincent at that point, I still believe that you can actually use Vincent in battle and stuff like that. So if you ever want to do like a solo challenge, like okay, I want to do a solo challenge with this specific character, then you could just make it so that instead of Claude, it's like you're using another character. Or see. So we're gonna see if we can get a critical steal here. And it's a very, very low chance now that they're gonna use it for so everything on Claude. So we're just searching for a critical steal here. Never is kill off the enemies. Sleepy, sleepy dwarf. I really hope that it isn't the other party members that are ruining the steel chance. You know, that it takes and adds all the party members level together and then it decides if you're going to get a steal or not. You know, because that would be like really, really bad if that's the case. But I also wish when creating a party that it would just be allowed to just create a party of one or whatever, like if you just want to do like a thing. Yeah, good, you killed off there, thanks. Not a hard edge, okay, final steal attempt here. To see if there's a critical steal. I mean, but sometimes you can get the steal in 2 tries and stuff there, but it's better to just do that one steal and then just hope that we get lucky with a critical steal. So we need to heal. Nice. Still beat. Can we attack? Yeah, no receiving, so they don't care. Oops. Just press the PlayStation button here. Right, so 54 on that. The critical steal is really good when it happens, but it won't happen very often at all. The critical steal is very good when it happens, of course, but I definitely hope that it's the other characters' level that are ruining my attempts to steal. Because that would be really bad if it's like the entire party that needs to be, you know, high level, you know, and stuff like that. Right, so let's do some steal attempts here. Hopefully red 13 doesn't die too early here. That's not a cotton bangle. You know what? I think we might need to heal. Just to be safe here because one of them costs ice too. Right, and then we try to steal from the guy. Stole hard edge, yo, critical steal hard edge. It's nice to steal again from the bot slash, so in case it would be like a double steal, you know. Let's see, can we critically steal another hard edge here? The doggy got cut in half. Imagine if they were like, okay, like... I wonder if they could be a hardcore Final Fantasy VII Right, I wonder if that would be possible to code. Like, imagine like if the character you just got wiped out, like the character you just got deleted, or the character somehow got like reset back to like level 1 or something like that. If the character actually died, and like you would, all the characters would start at level 1 and stuff that, you know, and you know. I think pure. What I actually really want to get to Steam now. Some dumb reason. Oh, you mess with the wrong food, pals. Right, nigga. Hell no, Officer Tenpenny. Like, some of this is so fucking good and stuff that, like, the thing is just that San Andreas, right? So, like, the definitive edition that I got of, like, the Entity Trilogy, I know that a lot of people say that, oh, it's so bad because it's so many bugs. I haven't had it crash any of the 3 games a single time. And people will say that, oh, but it's still bad, like this many years later. When you see people say that, it's like, okay, like how are you playing the game when you're making yourself fall to the world? Like, are you trying to actually go out of bounds on purpose and stuff that? Because if you're complaining about, oh, but they're driving too aggressively or whatever, that's something they did in the original. They didn't know that in, or specifically in like, what is it, in both in Grand Theft Auto 3, in Vice City and in San Andreas. Sometimes when you smash into an enemy car, sometimes they try to specifically just go after your car. If you go after your car, they will still just try and crash into your car. Sometimes, if you crash into certain cars, sometimes they will try to do everything to just like ram into you from behind at as high speed as possible to make you crash into things. But there are sometimes also that they will just hate the player. Sometimes either because of your reputation, maybe you have killed a lot of civilians in a certain area and stuff like that. So it kind of seems like it's an AI that actually learns somewhat, like certain behaviors or whatever, right? No, I technically don't know exactly how advanced it is, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna do one still attempt here for each. I'll still attempt for each. You know what? I think we might have to cure here. Because the worst thing that could happen is that everyone used their tier 2 spells and are also like bolt 2 ice 2. They theoretically also have fire 2, I believe, but it's, I think I'm not 100% certain. Well, here comes the rest too. I'm gonna do one still attempt on each here. Still anything. And couldn't steal anything, so sad. Anyway, I started blasting. Yo, level 21. It is pretty decent, 780. How much is the strength? We have 34 strength, 66 damage there. That's pretty nice. Eventually though, right, I am going to put the character in front row because eventually the damage just from the weapon alone is going to be high enough eventually. So that, but anyway, I see you all in part 11 coming.